Welcome inside the Acres Broadcast Center. I'm Tim Mulhaupt, and this is your Sports Nightly Ticker. It's a new week, Huskers fans, and in Huskers news, we got a lot of new items today as men's basketball announced their non-conference schedule for the 2022-2023 season. You can find the full schedule on Huskers.com, but some key matchups on the docket for the upcoming season. The home opener is against Maine on November 7th, followed by UNO at PBA on November 10th. During Thanksgiving week, the Huskers will play at the ESPN Invitational in Orlando, Florida. That will be on November 24th, 25th, and 27th are the Huskers' scheduled games. A road matchup will take place with Creighton on December 4th. And just before Christmas, a road game in Kansas City against K-State. And then on December 17th, that is on December 17th, excuse me. And then on December 20th, the newest Division I school in NCAA is Queens University of Charlotte. They will be here to take on the Huskers again on December 20th as a part of the Battle of the Vault. Again, you can check out the full non-conference schedule on Huskers.com. Huskers Volleyball announced today that Fan Day will be Sunday, August 20th at the Bob Devaney Sports Center. Husker players and coaches will sign autographs at the Devaney from 10 a.m. to noon. The Huskers will then hold their annual red-white scrimmage that night at 6 p.m. And finally, Nebraska football junior linebacker Luke Reimer was named to the Butkus Award watch list after earning all Big Ten honors last season. The Butkus Award is annually given to college football's top linebacker. Over to pro sports tonight in Major League Baseball. Two games in action currently at the end of the first. The Marlins lead the Reds 1-0, and just underway, the Rays and Orioles are scoreless. In a few minutes, we'll see the Braves take on the Phillies. At 6:10, it'll be the Guardians battling the Red Sox. Also at 6:10, we'll see the Padres meet the Tigers in Detroit. At 7:05, the Pirates take on the Cubs. At 7:10, the Angels meet the Royals. Also at 7:10, the Rockies take on the Brewers. And then later tonight, we'll see the A's host the Astros at 8:40. Also at 8:40, the Giants take on the Diamondbacks. At 9:10, it'll be the Rangers in Seattle taking on the Mariners. And at 9:10 as well, the Nationals taking on the Dodgers. That'll do it for the ticker. My name's Tim Mulhaupt, and this is Sports Nightly on the Huskers Radio Network.
Coming to you live from Memorial Stadium, it's Sports Nightly. All the Huskers, all the time. Sports Nightly is presented by the NDOT Highway Safety Office, who reminds you to buckle up and put the phone down.
In motion is Brewington. They snap it back, fake the handoff, looking to throw. They flip it out the flat to Brewington, makes a catch. Touchdown, Nebraska. Well, that looked easy that time. Brewington came in motion, and instead of cutting down the block, kept out the flat, flipped it out to him for an easy 6 points. And Treese now sends a man in motion. They turn, they flip it off to McDuffie, trying to race to the edge. Gets around JoJo Doma, but can't get around Nick Henrich. He'll go down. He'll lose 3 yards, back to the 23-yard line. What a play by Nebraska. It's caught. Touchdown. Omar Manning. What a grab in the end zone, and the Huskers have 6 more points.
What a throw and catch. Yes.
Nice jitterbug move, and it bounced the outside 40 to the 50-yard line, to the 40, 30-yard line, 20. That's Grant, 15, 10, 5. He's in there. Touchdown, Anthony Grant, with an electrifying move to the line of scrimmage, scoots to the outside and dashes down the sideline.
Here are your hosts, Greg Sharpe and Jessica Coody on the Huskers Radio Network.
Well, it's finally here, right?
Yes.
Shark Week.
Oh,
Ha!
you got me there. You got me.
Shark Week is here. Let's go. No, we also have a little football action. Big Ten Media Day start tomorrow. The Huskers contingent left a couple of hours ago. They're probably already in Indianapolis, probably going by this St. Elmo's Steakhouse. Get them a steak tonight, some of those shrimp cocktail. And they'll be there tomorrow, and Fan Day tomorrow night. This time tomorrow night, the gates are open. How about that?
I forgot about that shrimp cocktail. I took a way too big a bite of that
Makes your eyes water, doesn't it?
That sauce, and whoa, yeah, I could not gather my thoughts for a while. But yeah, that is, man, it's exciting. It's here. We've been talking about it. Talking season is almost over. It's time to get out on the field, and Fan Day tomorrow. It's a fun week.
We're going to talk more about Fan Day with Nate Rohr, who will be the PA voice tomorrow night. He'll be the one instructing you how much time you have left before you have to exit the stadium. But 6 to 7:30 tomorrow night, people will start lining up in the afternoon to try to get the first break through the gates, to get to the table first and get so you need to strategize. Huskers.com has supplied you a map of where the individual player groups will be located, what tables they'll be, so you can kind of strategize a little bit so that you can maximize those 90 minutes and try try to get as many autographs as you possibly can. I think we're going to catch a little bit of a break on the weather. It's not going to be this cool tomorrow, but I think tomorrow's high is 85. That'll be really pretty nice.
And no rain, right?
No rain.
Yep, so that'll be
Should be
really
good.
nice because it was a scorcher down there last year.
It was.
And on the turf, it was hot, so it'll be nice to be a little bit cooler down there.
Very hot. So looking forward to seeing a bunch of people come to the stadium tomorrow night. The players, it's kind of their last chance to be a little giddy because practice starts on Wednesday. As they'll get after it as they get ready for the start of the 2022 season. The Big Ten Media Day start tomorrow. The commissioner will start things off. Scott Frost will be the first head coach to go to the podium. We'll have clips for you tomorrow night on the program. The Cleveland Plain Dealer does put together, they have for decades, a preseason poll. And the Huskers are picked for 5th in the West. I have no issue with that because Nebraska needs to prove themselves. I mean, I don't know where else you put them based on what they did last year.
Yeah, and there's so much unknown, and I know that a lot of people, when they're doing their projections, have no idea what to do with Nebraska, and there's a lot of upside and a lot of potential because of the players that they brought in, but also, like you said, you got to go prove it on the field and show that you are deserving of moving up, and they haven't done that in the last couple of years, so you got to go get it done before you can start moving up and getting those preseason projections. I just think a lot of people just don't know right now, and so they're just based off of what's happened in the past.
I think you could throw most of the teams in the West into a hat, juggle it, and pick one out and go, well, that's your winner.
Well, I
and
mean,
you'd be okay.
Remember a year ago, everybody thought Wisconsin was going to be a team playing for a college football playoff, you know, and they came out of the gate and did not look good at all, you know, so it's just, you never know, and it's just it's a battle, but you never know with these teams, especially with the transfer portal and what teams bring in and what you're adding, what's leaving, what's going out. You know, you just don't know how those pieces are all going to fit.
And don't you think this will serve as motivation? I mean,
Absolutely.
I would certainly be kind of offended if I'm a player going, all right, let's show them that they're dead wrong.
Yeah, and I don't think they'll say much about it. I think they'll say, you know, all the right things. Hey, we got to go prove it. But yeah, internally, I think absolutely it's got to be providing some motivation of, hey, you know, we're getting doubted. I think a lot of those players that maybe are left off, you know, as much as they'll say it doesn't matter with the preseason, it's a postseason, but some of these players that are being left out of conversations of some of the best players in the league or best players of their position groups across the country that you know, we could maybe argue should be in that conversation that aren't right now, that, you know, maybe they'll use that internally as motivation.
Starts at 9 tomorrow. BTN will have all coverage for the next 2 days. I know I'll be watching a bunch of it the next couple of days to soak up all the information I can about the teams in the conference. And again, the Huskers are up first because they're trying to get back. They all want to get back for Fan Day tomorrow night, and they will be back, barring some kind of plane issue or weather issue. They should be back in time. So the head coach and the 3 players, Garrett Nelson, Travis Vocalek, who we're going to hear from later in the program, and Quentin Newsom are going to be representing the Huskers there tomorrow. We are going to hear from Travis in hour 2. You went out and followed him around the golf course. That was fun, huh?
Yeah, we did. We're working on a feature that's going to air in Coach Frost's show coming up, and we'll put the feature together and post it on all of our social media platforms. But wanted to go ahead and get the interview out because, you know, there are a couple of things that might be a little bit dated. You know, talking about being a leader and going to Big Ten Media Days and all that. We talked about that. So you're not going to see much golf from him if you're watching on our YouTube stream, but is more so just the raw uncut of the interview portion of it, where we talked about a lot of different things. His dad being on staff, why he likes to golf, what his game is like, all that kind of stuff, and being a leader. And we did talk a little bit of football too, so a little bit of everything with Travis Vocalek. But yeah, it was on the golf course. So you're going to hear the golf cart. You're going to hear him interrupt couple of his thoughts about, oh, well, I guess I better use a pitching wedge here, all that good stuff. So it was fun. He's a pretty solid golfer. It was funny though. He was talking about how, I don't know how the pros do it with all these cameras in your faces and people watching every single shot up close. But he said it was more pressured, you know, golfing with cameras like what we were doing shooting that feature than it was running out in front of 90,000 on Saturdays.
It's going to have to probably put the clubs away now, though, right?
Yeah.
Not a lot of time for golf once the season starts.
You know, on your off days, maybe a little bit.
Maybe go out on a Sunday.
Yeah. And he, you know, so he is all in online classes. So sometimes if there's a day where, you know, maybe you just practice in the morning, they are going to have some off days in camp. Maybe he'll try to get out there. So, yeah, I mean, I think he'll get out there when he can. But obviously football, yes, absolutely. That's priority. That's why we went out last week, because that was their last off week before they hit it hard and heavy out on the football field.
Yeah, all the players have to report by tomorrow, and then first practice Wednesday. First practice report for us will be Friday. Eric Chenander will be at the podium, and we've not talked to Coach Chenander during our position breakdowns, so can't wait to get a little snippet from him on Friday's program. Coming up here in a few minutes, we have a couple of coaches still to wrap up on our position breakdowns. Mike Dawson was here earlier to talk about the defensive line. Now we're going to talk about the edge rushers, and this would be Garrett Nelson, Caleb Tanner, O'Shawn Mathis. These will be these guys. We're going to hear from Coach coming up in a couple of minutes about that position, which I think is going to be one of the strengths of this football team. I'm really excited for that group. Garrett Nelson is no longer a boy. He's a full-grown man. O'Shawn looks the part. Jamari Butler is a guy that I really have on my radar screen, and Caleb Tanner, it's time for him, I think, to become a star.
Absolutely. I think you got some pieces there, that guys that have been developing and have definitely shown some flashes. Garrett Nelson now being a leader, and as we've heard, Zach Duvall talk about how Garrett's the voice, and O'Shawn, how they work well together, and he backs him up, and that's the leader, I think. And Caleb Tanner is a name I've heard as being a leader too. So not only are those guys the guys that need to be making a lot of plays and improving and getting to the quarterback, all that kind of stuff. That's the leadership group, I feel like, for the defensive side of the ball.
No longer saying doubt. So again, Coach Dawson here in a couple of minutes, and then we still have Sean Beckton, tight ends coach. We'll probably get to him on Wednesday. Tomorrow we'll focus primarily on the media days and fan day going on here in Lincoln. Time to tell you to buckle up, put the phone down. A reminder from the NDOT Highway Safety Office. Okay, Tim had this in the ticker, Jessica. The men's non-conference basketball schedule is out. The only thing we're missing is who are they matched up with in the tournament in Orlando. We may get that here this week yet, but everything else is set in stone. Your initial reaction to what you see from the 11 non-conference games that this team will play?
Yeah, I think it stacks up. You got some potential opportunities to build a little confidence there before going into that Thanksgiving tournament, which is going to be tough and going to be challenging, but then at Creighton, always going to be a challenge. Kansas State, potentially a winning game, but also on the road, another way to add to those net rankings that we were talking about with the women's team. It's not necessarily a true road game, but it is going to be a game against a Power 5 on the road that you can put on your resume. And Boston College at home, that's a good opponent. So, yeah, I think there's some opportunities to definitely put some wins together, but then also some challenges. It's going to prepare you for the Big Ten.
So that it's out now, and I think it's a good mix. I think it's the one thing that fans will probably notice, there's only 5 home games in the non-conference, and when you have to go to St. John's in the Gavitt games, and you play 3 games in a tournament, which the teams love tournaments. Basketball is a tournament sport. It's wonderful to have that. They're going to go spend Thanksgiving week down in Orlando, go visit Mickey Mouse, have a good time down there, hopefully win a couple of games. But when you play 3 and you only get 11 total, that does reduce it down. So the Huskers will still have the 10 home conference matchups, so still 15 home games overall for the Huskers, for you to see them play inside Pinnacle Bank Arena. But I think it's a really attractive schedule.
Yeah, those tournaments are so good for teams, and you hear coaches talk about it. I know Coach Williams will talk about it, Coach Hoiberg, but when you talk about getting a program ready and get a feel for a tournament type feel, that's important to have in Thanksgiving, where you have those back-to-back games, short rest, trying to get ready for a team on a quick turnaround. You know who your first-round opponent is, but you don't know who your second-round opponent is. It's good to get a feel for that, because a lot of these players, if not, high school was the last time you had a feel for, hey, survive in advance, right? And it builds confidence to win these tournaments and to have a tournament title, to bring a trophy home early on in the season in November. There's a lot of great Thanksgiving tournaments, and there's a lot of confidence builders, a lot of pride that goes into that, and it also gives you a feel for that tournament-like schedule of having to have those quick turnarounds, how to prepare quickly and get right on and close the chapter on one game and really quickly move on to the next and prepare for another team.
It's a really good field. Oklahoma's in it, Florida State, Memphis, Stanford, So it's a really, Seton Hall out of the Big East Conference, it's a really competitive field. So, hey, Husker fans, you want to take a week of vacation, that'd be a great time to go down there. It's played on the Disney campus. It's played in a place called the Milk House, which is just a fairly small gymnasium, but it's on the Disney property down there in Orlando. And again, it's the week of Thanksgiving. In fact, the opening game of that will be on Thanksgiving Day.
That's a busy day.
It's a busy day. They'll play Thanksgiving. They'll play on Black Friday. They take Saturday off because a lot of these schools have a football program, so they try to stay away from college football. But the Huskers play on Black Friday, so it doesn't work
Friday
with us.
is the busy day. Friday is the busy day.
Yeah.
Because we
Our
have
guys are already having nightmares.
women's basketball, men's basketball, football,
Volleyball.
and volleyball.
Yeah, all of it on that one day. And the volleyball match is against, just a little team called Wisconsin.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah, that's a
no big deal there.
Pretty sizable matchup there. I also like the K-State matchup for Nebraska in Kansas City. We have so many alums who live in the Kansas City area. What a great chance for you to see the Huskers. You don't even have to drive to Lincoln. We're coming down to you. And so that will be a fun game down there at the T-Mobile Center.
And again, another feel, a lot of times coaches want to get a game like that of playing in an arena like that where the depth perception is different. Playing in that big-time type arena, a lot of times coaches put some game on that. Even volleyball coaches, even Coach Cook will, just to get a feel for playing in that kind of atmosphere.
So we don't have the entire women's non-con schedule. We're close, I think. We're missing a couple things, but we should have that in the coming days. Exciting time of year to start seeing all these schedules kind of fall into place. All right, if you want to be a part of the program, we want you to be a part of the program with a call or a text, 402-413-2400. That is our Sports Nightly hotline, brought to you by the Woodhouse Auto Family. Shop Woodhouse first, 18 brands, 16 convenient locations. Simplified car buying to save you time. Shop, finance, buy online at woodhouse.com. We're back to continue our position breakdowns. Mike Dawson will talk about the outside linebackers / edge rushers for this team. That's coming up next.
Welcome to Ag Answers. Today we're talking about renewable biofuels like corn ethanol and soy biodiesel. Electric vehicles continue to make headlines as we look for ways to reduce greenhouse gas emissions. But did you know by using ethanol, you can reduce greenhouse gas emissions by up to 46% compared to traditional gasoline, and by up to 86% when you use biodiesel compared to petroleum diesel? Locally produced biofuels are the here and now solution to combating climate change. They are good for our air, good for our wallets, and good for Nebraska. This message is brought to you by Nebraska's corn and soybean farmers.
Momentum. It's building at the University of Nebraska-Lincoln with game-changing work in precision agriculture, nanoscience, and digital humanities. We're unlocking mysteries in brain research, solving the impossible with remote surgery using robots, and we're creating bold futures with world-leading research in early childhood education. We don't slow down, and we're not letting up. We are Nebraska.
When you're ready to pursue a career-building college degree, go with the school you know and trust, the University of Nebraska. And if you need the flexibility, convenience, and affordability of an online degree program, you can go online with the University of Nebraska. With courses developed specifically for the online learner by our 4 regionally accredited NU campuses, it's a valuable online education for your very real-world future. Go to online.nebraska.edu to learn more.
The Mazda lineup of SUVs will provide safety, performance, and capability on your journey ahead. From the 3-row Mazda CX-9 to the first ever Mazda CX-50, our sales team is ready to guide you to the SUV for your lifestyle. Shop the Omaha Metro's exclusive Mazda dealers at Woodhouse Mazda in Bellevue or Woodhouse Place Mazda. Visit us online for your next Mazda SUV at woodhousemazda.com.
Families who travel to Nebraska's only Ronald McDonald House are facing extremely uncomfortable situations. Their child is sick in an unfamiliar city, unsure of how to handle it all. But when they walk in the Ronald McDonald House, they can find comfort in the little things. A quiet moment away from the bombardment of beeps and buzzes in a hospital room. The taste of a home-cooked meal. A calming voice saying it'll be okay. Help us provide the little things that make a big difference. Support a one-night stay for a family in need by visiting rmhcomaha.org/Huskers.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
Hey folks, this is Famous Dave. You know the difference between an ordinary get-together and a famous one? At most parties, the food's pretty forgettable. But imagine your table loaded with award-winning barbecue, chopped pork sandwiches, roasted chicken, and mouth-watering juicy ribs. From birthdays to corporate events, any size groups, we'll customize our menu to fit your budget. Make your next get-together fun and famous with catering from Famous Dave's. Visit famousdaves.com.
When you're ready to pursue a career-building college degree, go with the school you know and trust, the University of Nebraska. And if you need the flexibility, convenience, and affordability of an online degree program, you can go online with the University of Nebraska. With courses developed specifically for the online learner by our 4 regionally accredited NU campuses, it's a valuable online education for your very real-world future. Go to online.nebraska.edu to learn more.
It's time to amp up the fun, now during the Ford Summer Supercharged Sales Event.
Just move on up.
Get great offers on select Ford vehicles, and you'll not only bring back the fun, you'll supercharge it. So stop by the Summer Supercharged Sales Event at your Ford dealer and discover how Ford can take your summer to a whole new level. Not all models, trims, or features may be available. Contact your dealer for information.
Just move on up.
If there's one thing that you can count on every spring, it's that we're going to have to deal with some hail. J-Tech Construction is the company to call to make it right again. J-Tech Construction specializes in siding, roofing, windows, and gutters, even solar. They're trained for insurance claims assistance, and they can help with your insurance company. Turn to the team the Huskers turn to, J-Tech Construction. Use your favorite search engine to find J-Tech Construction online and schedule a free estimate today.
At Groundworks, we take great pride in helping our Nebraska neighbors keep their homes healthy. From repairing foundations to waterproofing basements to fixing crawl spaces or lifting concrete driveways. We'd like to think our customers choose us because of our attention to detail or the fact that we're the nation's leading foundation solutions provider. What gives our customers the most comfort is we're right here in Nebraska. Visit groundworks.com for a free estimate. Groundworks, foundation solutions crafted with pride. The official foundation company of the Huskers.
There's nothing better than the smoky aroma of grilled beef at the ballpark. This is Anne Marie with the Nebraska Beef Council reminding you to pick up a package of steaks or burgers for your next tailgate party. Whether you're setting up in the parking lot or cheering from home, nutritious beef is a home run choice when cheering on the Huskers. Visit beefitswhatsfordinner.com for delicious beef recipes, grilling tips, and tailgate inspirations. Beef, it's what's for dinner in Nebraska.
We are back inside our Huskers Radio Network Broadcast Center. It's sponsored by Acres, the Midwest premier John Deere dealer, supplying the equipment and service to advance agriculture and much more. Acres solutions for every field. We continue our position breakdowns. Tonight we look at the outside linebackers, and joining us is Husker defensive line coach, outside linebackers coach Mike Dawson. This was the group that you were completely with last year. How do you time all that? How are you managing your time with kind of doing 2 groups?
Yeah, I think that this group kind of knows, knows me, knows my language, knows how, the terms I use and things like that. So they're a little bit, kind of ready to roll with that stuff. And I think after the spring, I think the inside guys are on the same page as well. I think when you're playing with a 3-4 and, probably 5 years ago, we kind of had much more, a system that was a lot more heavy with the 3 down. Now we're probably a little leaning towards more 4 down. So having the 4 guys that are on the field at the same time, all in the same room, getting the same message, I think is something that the guys like, and it's been something that for me now we're kind of able to cut out some of the middleman and be able to get these guys on the same page. So I think it's been good that way.
Garrett Nelson, Caleb Tanner playing an awful lot of football here. What do you need to see out of those guys in this fall?
Yeah, I think with both of them is continuing to progress. I think that starting with Garrett, he's a guy that's his body's continuing to grow, continuing to mature. Came from being playing as a freshman, probably undersized and not quite ready for his strength. Or now I would think pound for pound he'll be as strong as most of the guys in the league. So with his work ethic, I think he's got to keep doing it. You saw the production upswing on him in the second half of last year, and he's got to continue to go and understand that we need the production. It can't be a miss or a slip or something along those lines. So I I think if he keeps working the way that he has been, you'll see that production continue to climb. And then Caleb's been another guy that he's done nothing but work hard. I think that he was frustrated at times last year, maybe with missing a few opportunities to have some plays, and I think that he's learned from those and is starting to get a little bit more familiar with, hey, this is how certain blocking schemes are going to work against me, or these are things I can do to attack certain blocking schemes and be able to help hopefully increase his production. But we're going to need both those guys to make a lot of plays for us this year.
Coach, some young guys that we saw a little bit last fall and quite a bit in the spring game were Jamari Butler and Blaze Gunnarsson. And particularly Jamari, I thought, had some really good plays in the spring game. Your thoughts about their two futures?
Yeah, the thing that's exciting about them is they've gotten to train under Garrett and Caleb for the last 2 years and kind of see what it really means to work, how it really means to work in practice. And I think that's why you saw such a big jump from those guys from 2 springs ago, and then really with the COVID stuff, and then obviously being able to get them out there for the spring game this past year. But those guys have changed their bodies. I mean, both of them, you kind of see them working out with no shirt on. You go, whoa, those are 2 guys that look like they look like the Adidas mannequin models out there with the uniform. So they worked hard in the weight room that way, and then learning the scheme, and then kind of, similar story. You got to be able to take that weight room strength. You got to make it functional. You got to be able to stay on your feet. You can't be that Bambi syndrome where you're kind of, your body's outgrown. You're not really, you got the steady legs yet. So I think that the experience that they've had, played a little bit at the end of last year and then getting a lot of reps this spring, I think was, for guys like those 2 in particular, that was something that was an advantage and something that was needed. So I think the amount of reps that they logged in the springtime is going to pay dividends for us and be able to get them on the field this fall.
In your recruiting class over the winter, you added a local product in Jake Applegate, guy from Lincoln Southeast here. What'd you like about him, and what early impression have you had of him?
First, what I liked about him coming out of high school was his athleticism. He's a big body that could really run. We had the opportunity to work him out during one of our camps, and you saw a guy that could really, for a big guy, really bend, get low. He can work the edge. And he's got some natural talent and ability. Now, what I didn't know was going to happen between this past summer when he was working out at camps, and even this fall when I had an opportunity to watch him play, was him coming in about 20 pounds heavier with good weight, good muscle on him, and really looking the part, number one. And then he is extremely intelligent and is picking up the defense fairly quickly. So I think those 2 things, the combination of that, I think we have an opportunity to have a really good player with Jake.
Nice. Also, the transfer portal factored into this room as well, and O'Shawn Mathis, a guy who put up some nice numbers at TCU. I'm guessing this is a guy you expect to help out right away from day one.
Yeah, I don't think that's a secret. I think that going back to the whole process with getting O'Shawn here and kind of going through that recruiting world with the portal, and something that was a pretty big deal for us going back to the end of the spring and the summertime. And he's a great guy. He's got great maturity. He fit into the room really well. The guys kind of embrace him, and he's getting along great with the guys, which is important to me. I think that's going to be a big factor as we move forward. And you get in you kind of have some older guys, and then you infuse a guy that's another older guy that hadn't been here. So how do those guys all get along? And I couldn't be happier the way that's going so far, which is a piece for me. Now, for what everybody else wants to know is him being on the field and getting after the quarterback. So that we're really looking forward to. I'm looking forward to watching him this training camp, and then figuring out different ways to be creative with all those guys. I think is going to be something that Coach Chenander and I have to do a great job with, and those guys are really looking forward to playing with each other.
You also have a handful of walk-ons in this room that may not play a lot defensively. That could be on special teams for you. Odie, Bolak, Schomer, those are guys that have put their time in here.
Yeah, those guys are that group of guys that you just mentioned really work hard, and once again, part of what makes us be able to practice, part of what makes us be able to have an opportunity to go out there and put those guys out there on special teams. And guys that are hard workers, they don't expect anything. All they want is for Nebraska football to be great, and they show up every single day, and whatever their part is or whatever they can do as their role, they're going to jump in and do that with enthusiasm all of the time. So nothing but great guys that want to work hard and want the best for Nebraska football.
As physical as this league is, you know it. I mean, you may have a case where Odie may have to go and play a couple snaps for you in a defensive series.
Yeah, and then one of the great things about Simon is he's highly intelligent, no ego, and he's a smaller body, but he's got the toughness that he can play multiple positions. So he could be out as a walkout, strong side outside backer out on a number 2 receiver and be able to cover a guy, and then he could get in, be playing a 6 technique in the C gap against a big tight end on the next. And even though maybe not as big as some of the other guys, that the tenaciousness and toughness that he has allows him to be able to do that. Which for me, to be able to trust him, hey, go out there and it's going to look the right way in practice, and then hopefully be able to get him an opportunity to be able to be out there in special teams, I think would be great.
Very good. Well, have a good competitive camp. Keep some guys healthy. Let's get after this.
All right. Thanks, Greg. Appreciate it.
There he is, Mike Dawson, with us here on Sports On It. Time to tell you to buckle up, put that phone down. It's a reminder from the NDOT Highway Safety Office. More of the show coming up next.
Let me grab my car keys and we'll roll.
Are we still going to that new bar downtown?
Yeah, it's supposed to be fun. Lexi, give me driving directions from home to downtown bar district.
Autocorrect. Suggest Uber. Pick up. Home. Drop off downtown bar district.
No, I'm driving.
Suggest the Metro bus. Departing in 12 minutes.
Huh. Point taken, Lexi. We'll grab a ride.
If you drink, don't drive. Decide to ride. Brought to you in partnership by Anheuser-Busch, Mothers Against Drunk Driving, and Uber.
Touchdown, Nebraska!
If you're doing business in Nebraska, the best way to connect your organization with the excitement surrounding the Huskers is through a partnership with Nebraska Athletics. You can take your business to the next level by reaching loyal Husker fans through in-venue signage, digital and social media, radio advertising, and more. Join the Husker team today and email partners@huskers.com to learn more about opportunities to connect with Husker Nation. That's partners@huskers.com.
Hey folks, this is Famous Dave. You know the difference between an ordinary get-together and a famous one? At most parties, the food's pretty forgettable. But imagine your table loaded with award-winning barbecue, chopped pork sandwiches, roasted chicken, and mouth-watering juicy ribs. From birthdays to corporate events, any size groups, we'll customize our menu to fit your budget. Make your next get-together fun and famous with catering from Famous Dave's. Visit famousdaves.com.
The Nebraska FFA is growing leaders
and building communities.
Together, we are strengthening agriculture.
The Nebraska FFA Foundation believes in our future leaders and the communities they serve. We believe in the future of agriculture.
Join us in the I Believe in the Future of Ag campaign. Learn more at neffafoundation.org. This message is brought to you by Bayer, Science for a Better Life, and DeKalb.
At Groundworks, we take great pride in helping our Nebraska neighbors keep their homes healthy. From repairing foundations to waterproofing basements to fixing crawl spaces or lifting concrete driveways. We'd like to think our customers choose us because of our attention to detail or the fact that we're the nation's leading foundation solutions provider. What gives our customers the most comfort is we're right here in Nebraska. Visit groundworks.com for a free estimate. Groundworks. Foundation solutions crafted with pride. The official foundation company of the Huskers.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
At Groundworks, we take great pride in helping our Nebraska neighbors keep their homes healthy. From repairing foundations to waterproofing basements to fixing crawl spaces or lifting concrete driveways. We'd like to think our customers choose us because of our attention to detail or the fact that we're the nation's leading foundation solutions provider. What gives our customers the most comfort is we're right here in Nebraska. Visit groundworks.com for a free estimate. Groundworks. Foundation solutions crafted with pride. The official foundation company of the Huskers.
Celebrating 50 years in the commercial real estate development industry in Omaha and nationwide, Noddle Companies is proud to continue its tradition of supporting Husker athletics. Check out what's new in Omaha, which includes revolving recreation and the food hall at Zone 6 in Exarban Village. Another exciting project coming soon are the Blackstone Urban Row townhomes. Noddle Companies, creating long-term value through community development. For more information, visit noddlecompanies.com. Go Big Red.
Pat, I'd like to solve the puzzle.
Go ahead.
Wheel of Fortune second chance promotion from the Nebraska Pottery.
No.
Let us help. Wheel of Fortune second chance promotion from the Nebraska Lottery.
Through August 2nd, enter any non-winning $5 Nebraska Lottery Wheel of Fortune scratch ticket for a chance to be one of 6 winners of a trip to LA, a cruise, or a trip to Vegas.
Are you sure it's not Nebraska pottery?
Pretty sure. Scratch ticket top prize odds 1 in 128,000.
When you're ready to pursue a career-building college degree, go with the school you know and trust, the University of Nebraska. And if you need the flexibility, convenience, and affordability of an online degree program, you can go online with the University of Nebraska. With courses developed specifically for the online learner by our 4 regionally accredited NU campuses, it's a valuable online education for your very real-world future. Go to online.nebraska.edu to learn more.
Let me grab my car keys and we'll roll.
We still going to that new bar downtown?
Yeah, it's supposed to be fun. Lexi, give me driving directions from home to downtown bar district.
Autocorrect. Suggest Uber. Pick up. Home. Drop off downtown bar district.
No, I'm driving.
Suggest the Metro bus. Departing in 12 minutes.
Huh. Point taken, Lexi. We'll grab a ride.
If you drink, don't drive. Decide to ride. Brought to you in partnership by Anheuser-Busch, Mothers Against Drunk Driving, and Uber.
They say if you listen hard enough, you can hear the corn grow. It's true. When you're out in the field, you understand its challenges and what it needs to thrive. Channel Seedsmen bring insights from the field to our team of Bayer plant breeders. Their knowledge inspires our product development. From your best ground to your most challenging conditions, our products are designed to perform in your fields. Visit channellistens.com to see our latest innovations. Always read and follow IRM where applicable, grain marketing and all other stewardship practices and pesticide label directions.
Back inside our Huskers Radio Network Broadcast Center, sponsored by Acres, the Midwest's premier John Deere dealer, supplying the equipment and service to advance agriculture and much more. Acres solutions for every field. Greg Sharpe, Jessica Coody with you here on a Monday night. Our phone lines are open for you at 402-413-2400. That also doubles up as our text line. Great to hear from Mike Dawson a second time as we go through these position breakdowns. We covered the defensive front with him a few weeks ago, and tonight the edge rushers. We said this in the opening segment. This is an impressive-looking group. I loved his line about Jamari and Blaze, about they've got their bodies to the point where they look like one of the mannequins that's out in the hallway.
I think he's got several of those guys that could be the mannequin models. But, yeah, I think for me the big takeaway was when he was, talking about O'Shawn Mathis, and that they've got some guys that's going to allow them to be creative and dial some things up with multiple looks with those guys on the field. There's a lot of pieces to build around for Coach Shenander and his staff with those guys on the outside.
And it was good to hear him say that, O'Shawn is kind of joined at the hip with Garrett as kind of the co-leaders of that room. O'Shawn, knowing Garrett's been here a lot longer than he needs to be the guy, but I want to back him up and be his wing guy.
Yeah, from everything that I've been hearing is that O'Shawn's not a raw, loud, vocal guy. He's more of the quieter, I'm going to lead by example, do what I got to do, take care of my business, but I'm going to back up. And Garrett Nelson is the vocal guy in the group. And so the two of them together have become quite the tandem. And you want your best players to be your biggest leaders, right? And so if those two are the two best players, I love the fact that they're stepping up into that role. But, yeah, I think Garrett's more the guy that's going to be calling the guys out and being the vocal and giving the speeches and all of that. And I think O'Shawn will speak when he needs to speak, but I think he's more of the guy that's going to stand back and support Garrett Nelson. And those two together are going to be the guys that lead this defense and are those guys that people are going to look to be the leaders for the defense.
A lot of pictures of Garrett and some of the magazines. He's all knotted up, got a suit coat on. Man, he cleans up nicely, doesn't he?
Yeah, I noticed. And Travis was talking about he's got to go make sure his suit fit for this week.
For the media days.
And I saw Quentin just got a new suit, so
Good.
All of them are going to be decked out to the night. Sounds like all of them will be in suits tomorrow.
That'll be cool. That'll be really neat. In the chat room, they were kind of talking about, hey, is Coach Shenander looking at maybe doing a four-man front? Coach Dawson addressed that in that clip. I hope you had a chance to hear that. But he did say, hey, we played a lot of four-man front a year ago, and with as much talent as we have on the edge, we're going to have to try to get guys on the field. And, obvious passing situations, Jessica, I could see where maybe Garrett, O'Shawn, and Caleb may be out there all at the same time.
Absolutely. And I've said this before, but I go back to what JoJo told Jeremiah in the spring game about that Coach Shenander tailored that defense to what the strengths were, and that was building around JoJo being in that nickel position. And so whatever is going to be the strength of this defense to get the guys on the field that's going to be the best fit for this defense, that's what he's going to do. He's going to build it around, and going back to what Coach Dawson said about being creative, about, you know, finding the packages that work best for this personnel. And definitely got to think those guys in that edge room are going to be the guys that they build a lot of these things around.
Well, that's it for the defense. We've covered all of that with our position breakdowns. We still have one offensive position to go. That's tight ends. We're going to get Sean Beckton on the program Wednesday night. We're going to leave tomorrow alone because it is media days. Scott Frost will, I'm trying to think, Jessica, I think really the last time he's kind of done a major media sit-down was probably with us, which would have been like late April, early May. It was a couple of weeks after the spring game that he came in here for a full hour, but I don't know that he's done a big media session since. So there's probably a lot of questions he's going to get asked tomorrow.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Lots of them probably. And the thing about Media Day, it's what I told Travis, too, is you probably get the same question a lot, too. A lot of people will re-ask the same questions, but there's also fun questions. But, yeah, no doubt a lot to talk to with the head coach, because there's also been additions to the team, O'Shawn Mathis being one of them.
That's right.
Since he's done media. So, yeah, a lot of different additions, parts, the coaches, a lot of storylines for this team that I know media from across the country really will be all interested to hear his thoughts on.
I think one of the big storylines will be about the 15 transfer portal guys and how is that going to mesh. I think you're going to hear that term a lot. Coach, how is this going to and the new coaches, too. So you're meshing a lot. New coaches, new players. I bet that's a general theme of a lot of the questions tomorrow. That's my guess.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, he only knows what he knows up to this point. I think a lot of those questions we'll know here in a week, you know,
right,
how that's going, and 2 weeks and going into that first game. But for, you know, what he knows right now, and he didn't get a chance to work with some of those guys that have been added to the summer, of what they add to the dynamics of a football team on a practice field. So, and probably moving in to the CEO role will probably be a question he gets a lot. And how is that working with Coach Whipple?
Right. Have you been able to really step back and let him grab the reins? I hope there's really not a lot of news, because at this time of year, if it's news, it's probably of the negative bent. Much like we kind of both got hit with the Nuri news a month ago. We didn't really see that coming. So I'm really hoping that tomorrow's more of the questions about mixing and matching and chemistry and handling the CEO role, and not that this player's no longer. I mean, I hope there's nothing like that tomorrow.
And probably recruiting, too. That's been a big storyline this summer, and some of the players they've been able to get from Texas, from, you know, the transfer portal. NIL is going to be a big question, too, and what Nebraska's doing there to appeal to players, because it's no doubt a part of some players' decision, not all of it. I mean, we've heard O'Shawn Mathis talk about that was not the most important thing to him, but that all factors in nowadays. So I'm sure that will be a big topic as well.
Realignment?
Yeah.
I mean, these coaches haven't been asked about UCLA or USC coming in here in 2 years.
True. Yeah, there's a lot. There's a lot to get to.
The commissioner starts it off tomorrow, and I'm anxious to hear what he has to say, because I don't think he's done a press conference since UCLA. He's put out statements about UCLA and USC coming into the league. Where does he see it going? What's the status of the new TV deal? Is there a new TV deal?
Are we going to have pods?
Are we going to have pods? Are the divisions completely done, which most people feel like they're going to be done? So, yeah, I'm fascinated to hear what Kevin Warren has to say.
Is Nebraska, or is the Big Ten going after Notre Dame?
Right. Where is that stand with Notre Dame? So there's a lot of that. That's where the news could come tomorrow, in my eyes.
Yeah.
Could be from the commissioner. Is he ready to announce? Can he announce what the TV deal is? I don't think it's probably ready yet, but maybe it would be. Maybe they've kept it under wraps. They certainly kept UCLA and USC under wraps. We had no idea that was coming.
Yeah, that was, for a while, there was no news that could be kept secret, but the last couple of years has been, and even some of the coaching changes that happened last minute, Kelly to LSU and Riley to USC, some of those were kept under wraps pretty well, too.
Sure were. Yeah. All right, so it'll be fascinating. Starts tomorrow. Huskers first up at the big podium with the coach at 10. And again, BTN will have full coverage of that. We'll have full recap of that for you tomorrow night, as we also cover Fan Day tomorrow as well. You still have time to customize a Husker football 3-game mini plan, on sale now for $180. You choose a game from one of the each of the 3 groups. September, either North Dakota or Georgia Southern. In October, you get either Indiana or Illinois. November, you get either Minnesota or Wisconsin. Seating will be located in the north and south end zones. To put together the plan, you do it yourself. You do it online at huskers.com/tickets. And those 2 games in October, Indiana is on October the 1st. And then Illinois is the last Saturday of the month. So Nebraska has 2 home football games in the month of October, the very first day and almost the very last day. So they're really bookend the months. Somebody told me this today, and I didn't believe them, and so I went and looked it up, and they're right, that Husker Volleyball, Jessica, only has 3 October home matches.
Yeah.
So they have 3, and there's 2 football games. So there's only 5 home events. I think there's maybe some exhibition basketball games later in the month, but that's not very – fans are going to be kind of going crazy.
Well, my parents were planning on when they were going to come up, and they wanted to see a volleyball match. There's not a lot of home volleyball matches on home football weekends either.
They're not. You're right.
So if
early.
Early on in the year. And so that's what they're trying to plan on, getting up here when they needed to be up here. And so we were looking at the schedule. I guess I just missed the fact that they don't match up as much as they have in the past.
So October, folks, you're going to have to go to the pumpkin patches, I guess, a lot in October. There's not a lot of Husker home events. Soccer, I think, has 3 home matches. And as I mentioned, I think you'll have some basketball exhibitions right toward the end of the month as well. All right, phone lines, text lines open for you, 402-413-2400. We're back to wrap up Hour 1 next.
It's time to amp up the fun now during the Ford Summer Supercharged Sales Event.
Just move on up.
Get great offers on select Ford vehicles, and you'll not only bring back the fun, you'll supercharge it. So stop by the Summer Supercharged Sales Event at your Ford dealer and discover how Ford can take your summer to a whole new level. Not all models, trims, or features may be available. Contact your dealer for information.
Just move on up.
Pat, I'd like to solve the puzzle.
Go ahead.
Wheel of Fortune second chance promotion from the Nebraska Pottery.
No.
Let us help. Wheel of Fortune second chance promotion from the Nebraska Lottery. Through August 2nd, enter any non-winning $5 Nebraska Lottery Wheel of Fortune scratch ticket for a chance to be one of 6 winners of a trip to LA, a cruise, or a trip to Vegas.
Are you sure it's not Nebraska Pottery?
Pretty sure.
Scratch ticket top prize odds, $128,000.
Greatness doesn't happen overnight. It takes time, focus, and dedication. At Shelter Insurance, we understand that because we put in the hard work and dedication for decades. And that commitment is paid off with award-winning customer service for your auto, home, and life insurance. Visit shelterinsurance.com and find an agent to help you choose the coverage you need. Shelter Insurance. We're your shield. We're your shelter.
You already got the hat, the jersey, maybe even the occasional red and white face paint. So kick things off right this season and add the FNBO Husker Visa debit card to the list. Pay loud and proud for every Husker decal, t-shirt, or hot dog at the game. Wear your heart on your sleeve and in your wallet with the Husker Visa debit card, free with any checking account from FNBO, the bank of Husker Nation. Get yours today at fnbo.com/Huskers. Member FDIC.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
Hey folks, this is Famous Dave. You know the difference between an ordinary get-together and a famous one? At most parties, the food's pretty forgettable. But imagine your table loaded with award-winning barbecue, chopped pork sandwiches, roasted chicken, and mouth-watering juicy ribs. From birthdays to corporate events, any size groups, we'll customize our menu to fit your budget. Make your next get-together fun and famous with catering from Famous Dave's. Visit famousdaves.com.
Whether you compete on the court, at the track, on the field, or in the fields, winning isn't just a goal. It's a mindset, shaped, honed, and defined throughout the season. That's why farmers pushing themselves to be the best plant DeKalb brand corn. Wherever you compete, winning has roots. Perform at your best with DeKalb. Always read and follow grain marketing and all other stewardship practices and pesticide label directions.
Our Huskers Radio Network Broadcast Center is sponsored by Acres. They are the Midwest premier John Deere dealer, supplying the equipment and service to advance agriculture and much more. Acres solutions for every field. We'll talk about the Fan Day tomorrow for Husker football, 6 o'clock to 7:30. Also announced today that volleyball will have a Fan Day in the morning of their red-white scrimmage on August the 20th, which is a Saturday before the season starts. You have a chance to come out and get some autographs from the Husker volleyball team. So put that on your calendar if you're a Husker volleyball fan. August 20th will be their Fan Day. We'll have more information as we get closer to that. They're still about, I think, 2 weeks away from their practice starting. Soccer is about a week away from gathering and getting their practice sessions going.
I thought they started this week.
Somebody told me that they start next Monday, the 1st.
Oh, okay.
Maybe they report over the weekend, but I think they start on the 1st. And they have a exhibition match like the 10th or something like that.
Yeah, once they start and volleyball starts, when they start practice, boy, it is right away. And volleyball, I know that they are shooting their intro video on Thursday.
Nice.
Fun theme. The Red Kingdom is the big theme with the theme song.
Yep.
The Red Kingdom.
We've heard the song. Yeah, it's good.
It's all of it is focused around that theme this year, so it should be fun.
That'll be cool. I had somebody ask me over the weekend, so when do those volleyball preseason polls come out? We should be 1. I think Nebraska probably will be preseason number 1, but we're still a couple weeks away from that poll coming out, so you got to wait a little bit of time. And I think John Cook would just be probably happy if they weren't not number 1, but they probably will be.
Yeah, I mean, but they got the target on their back no matter what. I mean, that's what these players know what they're getting into when they sign up to play volleyball here is that, hey, you compete for national titles and you are going to be one of the programs every single year that go in as a favorite to win, to compete for a Big Ten, to compete for a national title. So whether you're one or not, you're always one of those programs that has the target on your back.
I hope Husker soccer has a better year. I know that last year they just had trouble finding the back of the net. Their defense was so good. Sammy Hawk, who helps us here some of the network, she's a terrific goalie. She missed some time with an injury. And so they were really good in net and defensively. They just didn't score enough last year. Hopefully they can have a good season.
I know they've added some pieces, some new freshmen and some portal players as well. And oh, by the way, did you see Sammy's In Our Voice? We hadn't talked about that.
I did. I was going to tell everybody about that.
Yeah. So the In Our Voice series, which is a really cool series, it's a kind of a take on the Players Tribune articles where it's written in the voice of the athletes. So Sammy did one that's up right now. It's the latest one on Huskers.com. They talk to all different athletes, coaches, current players, former players, and Sammy's is the most recent article that came out, and it's up on Huskers.com. And she talked about her experience working here at the network and that it's her dream to get into sports broadcasting and how she's been able to dive in and learn so much being a part here. So I thought that was awesome.
Check it out, folks. Go to Huskers.com to find.
And she, like you said, is a heck of a goalie too.
She's really good.
Yeah. So. Multi-talented.
When she got hurt, that kind of got that team was on a bit of a roll when she got hurt, and I thought the backup did a pretty good job. But again, their season right around the corner. I know a lot of fans love to slip out there to Hibner Stadium and watch them play. I know there's a good student the Husker Hooligans.
Yes.
Good little student rooting section.
She also helped me shoot all the road race interviews, too, and even did a few herself.
Yeah.
So, she's go out there and support Sammy because she helps us behind the scenes here.
Very good. Hey, our Sports Signing Hotline brought to you by the Woodhouse Auto Family. Shop Woodhouse first. 18 brands, 16 convenient locations, simplified car buying to save you time. Shop finance, buy online at woodhouse.com. 1 hour down. Coming up next hour, Travis Vocalek. Jessica spent some time with him in his other passion besides football. That is golf. Going to be on the golf course with those two coming up next hour. And Nate Rohr will be here to give you some tips on how to attack Fan Day tomorrow. Nate used to go to it as a little boy. Now he's going to offer some tips. That's coming up next hour. Come on back.
hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
There is no place like Nebraska, and there's no place that treats you like home like Sap Brothers. For 50 years, Sap Brothers has fueled America's heartland and been a reliable partner to local farms and Husker fans across Nebraska, providing the highest quality fuel, lubricants, and propane, servicing your farming equipment, and welcoming guests into their travel centers. Visit www.sapbros.net. Sap Brothers is proud to be an official partner of Husker Athletics.
The Ford truck lineup is purpose-built from the ground up, designed to be tough and productive. Crafted with high-strength, military-grade aluminum alloy body and torture-tested high-strength steel frame with new tech to help you work smart and hard. The F-150, Ranger, and Maverick are built tough and ready to tackle whatever lies ahead. Hit the road in confidence and learn more about Ford trucks in-store or online anytime at WoodhouseFord.com, your trusted truck dealer since 1975. Woodhouse Ford.
If there's one thing that you can count on every spring, it's that we're going to have to deal with some hail. J-Tech Construction is the company to call to make it right again. J-Tech Construction specializes in siding, roofing, windows, and gutters, even solar. They're trained for insurance claims assistance, and they can help with your insurance company. Turn to the team the Huskers turn to, J-Tech Construction. Use your favorite search engine to find J-Tech Construction online and schedule a free estimate today.
As the Huskers head to halftime, Frank is off the couch and headed for the fridge. Ooh, but he can't make it because he's so hot. The air conditioning is out again. But wait, he sees an opening. SOS! SOS, he screams and calls 391-2336. SOS Heating and Cooling, his favorite Luxair dealer. Boy, he made the right call today as SOS is already on the way. SOS is your trustworthy company since 1950, and with Luxair, you get free 10-year labor warranty with the new system. Call 391-2336 or visit soshvac.com today.
Welcome inside the Acres Broadcast Center. I'm Tim Mulhaupt, and this is your Sports Nightly Ticker. Happy Monday, Huskers fans. And in Huskers news today, Nebraska men's basketball announced their non-conference schedule for the 2022-2023 season. You can find it on Huskers.com, but some key matchups on the docket for the upcoming year. The Huskers will host their home opener against Maine on November 7th, followed by UNO at the PBA on November 10th. They'll then later in the year, during the Thanksgiving week, the Huskers will play at the ESPN Invitational in Orlando, Florida, November 24th, November 25th, and November 27th. They'll travel to Creighton on December 4th, and just before Christmas, there'll be a road game in Kansas City against K-State on December 17th. And then on December 20th, they'll host a new Division I school who went 30-4 at their previous level, Queen's University of Charlotte, as a part of the Battle at the Vault. Huskers Volleyball announced today that Fan Day will be Sunday, August 20th at the Bob Devaney Sports Center. Huskers players and coaches will sign autographs at the Devaney from 10 a.m. to noon. The Huskers will then hold their annual red-white scrimmage that night at 6 p.m. In Huskers baseball news, Josh Caron and Bryce Matthews have been selected to participate in the 2022 Major League Dreams Showcase on Tuesday, August 2nd at Copeland Park in La Crosse, Wisconsin, at the Northwoods League. It's the summer league. They announced that today. Both players have had a good year thus far. Caron, in 47 games this summer, is hitting .292 with 7 homers, 32 RBI, and 31 runs scored. In 40 games this summer, Bryce Matthews is hitting .264 with 5 homers, 22 RBI, and 40 runs scored. So good job to both Josh and Bryce on that one. And finally, Huskers football junior linebacker Luke Reimer was named to the Butkus Award watch list after earning all Big Ten honors last season. The award is annually given to college football's top linebacker. Over to pro sports in Major League Baseball tonight. Several games now underway. It's 3-1 Reds over the Marlins in the top of the 4th. 3-2 Braves leading the Phillies in the bottom of the 3rd. 1-1 Rays and Orioles are tied at the top of the 3rd. In a rain delay right now, it's the Guardians and Red Sox, but the Red Sox lead that one 1-0. That's in the bottom of the 3rd, should they resume. 1-1 Padres and Tigers are even at in the 3rd inning. Bases loaded in that one for the Tigers, however. In just a couple moments, we'll see the Pirates take on the Cubs. The Angels will battle the Royals at 7:10. Also at 7:10, the Rockies are taking on Milwaukee in Milwaukee as the Brewers look to defend home turf in that one. The Astros are battling the A's out west at 8:40. Also at 8:40, the Giants are in Arizona to take on the Diamondbacks at 9:10. A pair of games. First, the Rangers and Mariners, and then the Nationals and the Dodgers. As Juan Soto, where will he end up? He'll continue to try to do his best while he takes on one of the best teams in baseball. That is the ticker. I'm Tim Mulhaupt, and this is Sports Nightly on the Huskers Radio Network.
Coming to you live from Memorial Stadium, it's Sports Nightly. All the Huskers, all the time. Sports Nightly is presented by the NDOT Highway Safety Office, who reminds you to buckle up and put the phone down.
In motion is Brewington. They snap it back, fake the handoff, looking to throw. They flip it out the flat to Brewington, makes a catch. Touchdown, Nebraska. Well, that looked easy that time. Brewington came in motion, and instead of cutting down the block, kept out the flat, flipped it out to him for an easy 6 points. And Treese now sends a man in motion. They turn, they flip it off to McDuffie, trying to race to the edge. Gets around JoJo Doma, but can't get around Nick Henrich. He'll go down. He'll lose 3 yards, back to the 23-yard line. What a play by Nebraska. It's caught. Touchdown. Omar Manning. What a grab in the end zone, and the Huskers have 6 more points.
What a throw and catch. Yes.
Nice jitterbug move, and it bounced the outside 40 to the 50-yard line, to the 40, 30-yard line, 20. That's Grant, 15, 10, 5. He's in there. Touchdown, Anthony Grant, with an electrifying move to the line of scrimmage, scoots to the outside and dashes down the sideline.
Here are your hosts, Greg Sharpe and Jessica Coody on the Huskers Radio Network.
Here we are back with hour number 2 of our Monday show. Hope you had a great weekend. Well, we're clipping away through summertime. Only one more July weekend, and then it's into August. What did our friend Jack Mitchell from our Lincoln affiliate tweet that?
So last week without a football game until February. Wow. Yes.
Hall of Fame game next week.
Yep.
For NFL.
Yep.
Wow. Boy, that makes me feel pretty good. I got a little warm and fuzzy feeling right here. That's pretty good.
I know. It's when you put it in that perspective. I mean, hey, last time we don't have a football game.
That's pretty cool. Fan Day tomorrow, 6 to 7:30. You have 90 minutes. Here's a little bit of information for you. You come through either gates 3 or 24. The gates will open right at 6. Clear bag policy is not in effect for Fan Day. But if they see something a little suspicious, they can inspect your entry room. Restrooms will be available near gates 2, 15, and 24. The event, again, is free. Fans are encouraged to take precautions if it's really hot. It's supposed to be okay tomorrow, I think about 85. If you want to get an autograph from Coach Frost, and if you haven't heard, you're not. His line will be limited to pre-selected 8th grade or younger fans. So they were going to reach out to people. So if you haven't heard, you probably aren't in line for Coach Frost tomorrow. They do ask you only limit to 1 item per player or coach to get the autograph for. So don't bring 8 things and want Casey Thompson to sign 8 things tomorrow. It's 1 per fan. So 6 o'clock tomorrow night. There's some, if you need some more information about it or to strategize, the fan map is up at huskers.com.
And if you have some kids that have some great personalities that want to be on camera with us, I'll be down there.
Search you out.
Find me. Let's
We're going to
make
keep
them
you
a
busy
star.
tomorrow. You're going to be coming in here, running out there, coming in here, running out there.
Yes.
At least it's close.
I love this day. I love getting to talk to the kids. I love doing interviews with kids. So, yeah, it's fun, and it means it's almost here.
And I showed you and Andrew and Tim the little secret door to get down to the field.
Yes, yep. So
Cole we've not shown yet, but
the secret passageway gets me to the field and up very quickly.
Cole has not passed enough tests to be shown that secret passageway.
He's almost there.
He's close.
He filled in on some segments when you were gone.
He did?
And he was pretty proud of himself, said the limo was coming to get him. So, he thought he did solid enough job. So I think it's about time you show him the secret passageway.
That's fantastic. That's fantastic. All right, so Fan Day tomorrow. First practice for the Big Red Wednesday. And it's go time for the start of the 2022 season. So you had a fun chance to go out and hang out with some Huskers, namely Travis Vocalek, who loves to golf, right?
Yeah, so we're working on this feature, and we had to get it done before they had fall camp because, boy, he was going to be busy after that. And, of course, traveling to Big Ten Media Days. But another one of those players you expect to probably be named a team captain. I think we've talked a lot about that, and he's really stepped into a leadership role, and he's probably going to have a big role catching some passes and, as part of Mark Whipple's offense. But he loves to, when he's not playing football, get out onto the golf course. And so we're working on this feature, but wanted to bring a little bit of that interview here on Sports Nightly. So, again, you're going to hear some golfing sounds. We're in the cart sometimes, driving from one hole to the next. So here is that conversation I got to have with Travis Vocalek out at Woodland Hills, which, by the way, is his favorite golf course here in Lincoln. So here is that conversation now. How'd you get into golfing?
So my dad, huge into golf, been playing with him for a long time. Introduced it to me when I was a younger kid, probably around like 10. I was out in the yard. Tiger Woods is my favorite player. I was out in the yard wearing my Sunday red, even if it was raining all the time, out there just practicing swinging and stuff. So I've been playing for a long time, and I've been trying to get more guys into it with me, just to come out here, enjoy the weather, enjoy the course. Come out here, hang out, and just be with the boys and play some golf.
So we got the memo. We both wore our Tiger Woods Sunday red today.
Yep, exactly.
All right, I hear this is your strength here. You pretty good off the tee?
I try to be, yeah. There's the guys on the team. We got some strong dudes that can hit the ball really far. So, we always have fun coming out here and just seeing who can hit the ball the farthest. But it's not always straight, but it goes pretty far.
What do you like about golf, being out on the course?
I like coming out here. It's all a mental game. You got to be able to, if you hit a bad shot, you got to be able to move on from that bad shot and focus on the next one. And then just coming out here and enjoying the weather, enjoying, beautiful weather, all the nature and all this stuff, I really enjoy. So it's fun, and, even in the spring out in Nebraska when it's windy as crap, we still come out here and enjoy it. So it's pretty beautiful out here.
Pretty good ball here.
Yeah, we're 106 out. Looks like a front pin, so we'll probably go pitching wedge here. and see what happens. The short game is kind of my problem with my game right now. Is all I got to say. So
all right,
we'll see how this goes.
I'm not a very good caddy, so hopefully you know what club you use. What's the best round you ever played?
The best round that I've ever played, score-wise or course-wise?
Either.
Score-wise, I shot 79 last year at a course in Iowa, where I was back home when my dad was at Northern Iowa coaching. It's called the Red Carpet. Shot 79 out there, and that was the last round I played of the summer, so I ended on a good note. And then best course I've ever played, down back home in Missouri. I forgot my tee. I'm gonna grab that real quick.
That'd be good.
Yeah, so there's a course back home in Missouri. Tiger Woods just built a course down there called Payne's Valley. And then there's another course called, what is it? There's like 3 courses down there that we played down in Branson, Missouri. And those are probably the top 3. And they're crazy beautiful up in the Ozarks, right on the lake. And, you know, you got the mountains and stuff, so it's pretty sweet.
Some athletes are competitive, don't like golf because it's such a hit or miss game.
Yeah.
But you seem pretty chill. You get frustrated out here?
Oh, yeah.
Break any clubs?
Yeah, you can ask Austin and Lane, you know, there's been a couple rounds where I've thrown a couple clubs and snapped a couple clubs. And, you know, I got to watch my language out here because a lot of the time, you know, when there's a bad shot, some things come out that shouldn't come out. But, you know, we have a great time out here, and that's what I love about golf. You know, it's hit or miss. So if you miss a shot, you know, you chunk it, you top it right in front of you. You got to, you know, think about it, get rid of it, and move on to the next shot. And that's a beautiful thing about it.
And then the next one's good, and it keeps you coming back.
Exactly. And then it's addicted, and you're hooked.
What was it like growing up as a coach's kid?
Yeah, it's different. You know, my dad always told me, you know, other coaches, other people are going to look at you a little different growing up as a coach's kid because the expectations are so much higher with a dad being a college coach. But, you know, I've loved it. It's taught me a lot. You know, my dad is, you know, my role model. I've said that multiple times. He's taught me how to be a man, and, you know, he's taught me what college football is all about, you know, how it works and stuff like that. And, you know, I've really enjoyed it, and I'm going to try and get into coaching myself when I'm done playing. So I think I'm right in the sprinkler.
Uh-oh. So what's it been like having your dad on the staff then?
It's been awesome. I really enjoyed it. It was a little weird at first, seeing him walk through the hallways and, you know, him, you know, saying what's up and then telling me to do this better or do that better. But, you know, he's always been there to really help. And, you know, we talk about football at the stadium, and then I can go back home and hang out with the parents, and, you know, we'll talk about, you know, family life and stuff like that. So I've really enjoyed it, and I'm super excited that he's here.
He's a defensive guy. How did you end up playing tight end?
Yeah, so I played, like outside linebacker safety in high school. Really enjoyed playing defense. I think in the back of my dad's head, he wanted me to play defense, wanted me to be a D end, or wanted me to, you know, play something on defense. And I wanted to play offense. I wanted to catch balls, you know, block guys and do stuff like that. So, you know, we go back and forth a couple of times. Like, we'll talk a bunch of trash to each other, you know, about how the tight ends are dominating the linebackers all the time or something like that. But, you know, it's been a lot of fun.
He's probably got good advice, though, on what to do and how to match up against defenses.
Yeah, you know, and that's something he's done really well with me is, you know, educate me on the defensive part of things, you know, reading coverages, you know, different techniques and stuff like that, how to attack a linebacker when he's right here in this alignment and stuff like that. So he's done a really good job with that.
So we talked in December about you being more of a leader, stepping into more of a leadership role. What's that been like for you to be a voice, to be on Unity Council, to be going to Big Ten Media Days, to be a voice of this program?
Yeah, you know, I've always kind of looked at myself as a leader, just in different ways. You know, kind of just climbing up every year to where I'm at now. It's where I'm, you know, one of the main leaders on the team of the offense and stuff like that. You know, being the oldest guy on the team, which is kind of crazy. But you know, it's been awesome. I think I've grown a lot. You know, I've stepped out of my comfort zone, being able to, you know, voice to guys, you know, how I'm feeling, you know, what we need to do in order to go and win games. So I've enjoyed it a lot, and I'm definitely looking forward to the season and continuing to be a leader.
You transferred here. You think about all your time here, what you've been able to accomplish, and going into your final season and the golf, all of it. How much have you enjoyed your time in Nebraska?
I've loved it so much, and it's crazy. It's gone by so quick. Even though this would be my 4th year here, and it being my 6th year total in college, which is crazy to think about. It's flown by so quick. I've made great friends here. I've met great people, made a lot of connections, and I've loved it so much. And I'm very grateful and thankful for everyone here. With the coaches and all the people I've met. So I've really enjoyed it.
What's your approach to this final season?
Yeah, we want to go out and win games. It's just simple as that. We want to. Everyone knows what our goal is, to go to a bowl game, to go to a Rose Bowl, to go to stuff like that. But we really want to focus on being 1-0 every week, and that starts in camp next week. Being 1-0 in practice, not losing that day, not losing that rep, and stuff like that. So just attacking every day, to be a 1-0.
That was fun, and again, keep your eyes out on that. I didn't want to give away too much, so I didn't show any of the shots or any of his putts or anything like that, but we do have all of that, and it was a fun feature, and appreciate him going out there with us. And you can hear him talking. I love that last quote. I wanted to make sure and leave that in about going 1-0 every week, and that starts the first day of fall camp. They want to make sure that every day they win that day, and it's not about the expectations for an entire season. They can't look too far ahead. It's got to be about 1 week at a time.
It's a great way to approach it. And so we're not sure which Scott Frost TV show this will air, though, do we?
No, I have. We got to talk to.
Got to figure that out.
Husker
we'll let
Vision.
everybody know.
Yes,
when it's going to come up.
I'm assuming the first show will kind of be a focus on Ireland. So, but we'll make sure that we let people know when you can watch it and where and all of that good stuff.
What a nice guy. We got people in the chat room want to go play with him.
Yes.
Go hit some balls.
I'm sure he'd love to. You hit him up and you would play for his round. He'll pay for his round. He'll play with you.
That was good stuff. Well done. Hey, our Sports Nightly Hotline, it's brought to you by the Woodhouse Auto family. Shop Woodhouse, first 18 brands, 16 convenient locations, simplified car buying to save you time. Shop, finance, buy online at woodhouse.com. All right, when we come back, Nate Rohr is going to be here. He's the public address announcer from Memorial Stadium. He's got some advice for you folks coming to Fan Day tomorrow. We'll hear from Nate next.
Discover the pinnacle of American automotive design with the all-new Wagoneer and Grand Wagoneer. Woodhouse Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Blair is your Wagoneer certified dealer, delivering an experience to match the premium quality of your vehicle, making your choice easy. The all-new Wagoneer and Grand Wagoneer are equipped with state-of-the-art technology, a luxurious, expansive cabin, and confident capability you would expect from this legendary SUV. Visit us in-store or online at WoodhouseChryslerJeepDodge.com.
It's time to amp up the fun now during the Ford Summer Supercharged Sales Event.
Just move on up.
Get great offers on select Ford vehicles, and you'll not only bring back the fun, you'll supercharge it. So stop by the Summer Supercharged Sales Event at your Ford dealer and discover how Ford can take your summer to a whole new level. Not all models, trims, or features may be available. Contact your dealer for information.
Just move on up.
From the University of Nebraska-Lincoln, I'm journalism student Grace Fitzgibbon with Campus News. Nebraska's new collaborative biosecurity lab is leading research to safeguard America's food supply against growing threats, in partnership with the U.S. Departments of Defense and Homeland Security. The lab brings together world-leading expertise in agriculture and a deep understanding of the complexities of strategic deterrence across the threat spectrum and in multiple domains.
When you're ready to pursue a career-building college degree, go with the school you know and trust, the University of Nebraska. And if you need the flexibility, convenience, and affordability of an online degree program, you can go online with the University of Nebraska. With courses developed specifically for the online learner by our 4 regionally accredited NU campuses, it's a valuable online education for your very real-world future. Go to online.nebraska.edu to learn more.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts. Husker fans, your Nebraska women's basketball team home non-conference schedule has been released. The Huskers will host Kansas, Wyoming, Omaha, and more. The Nebraska women's basketball team finished the season with 24 wins, an NCAA tournament appearance, and are returning all 5 starters for the 2022-23 season. You do not want to miss out on cheering on this team in person at Pinnacle Bank Arena this year. Not a current season ticket holder? Join the waitlist today so you can participate in the seat selection process on August 17th and 18th. Make sure to join the waitlist by July 31st at huskers.com/request list.
When you're prepared for life, you get more out of life. When you're prepared, you spend less time worrying and more time doing the things you love. How prepared are you? When you're ready to find out, Emeritus is ready to help. First, we get to know you. Then we make a plan together, one that lets you enjoy today and prepare for tomorrow. That's what we call fulfilling life. Emeritus, insurance, employee benefits, financial services.
Families who travel to Nebraska's only Ronald McDonald House are facing extremely uncomfortable situations. Their child is sick in an unfamiliar city, unsure of how to handle it all. But when they walk in the Ronald McDonald House, they can find comfort in the little things. A quiet moment away from the bombardment of beeps and buzzes in a hospital room. The taste of a home-cooked meal. A calming voice saying it'll be okay. Help us provide the little things that make a big difference. Support a one-night stay for a family in need by visiting rmhcomaha.org/Huskers.
When you're a sports fan, it's kind of like having a new love interest. You want to know all about them. Only instead of learning about someone's third-grade crush, you want to know the latest scores, stats, and lineups. To get that, you need Cox Internet. Cox gives you that window to look deeply into your beloved team's soul, not to mention their injury list. Cox, we're sports 24/7. Learn more at cox.com/sports.
At CHI Health Clinic, we believe healthcare should be personal because knowing your provider personally makes appointments more comfortable, more productive, and more meaningful to your overall health. Get matched with a primary care provider based on your personality and lifestyle using CHI Health Clinic's My Provider Match. Take the survey at myprovidermatch.com to find the right provider for you. Getting healthier starts by getting personal at CHI Health Clinic.
Everyone knows that Dakota Mac is known for their great rates on long-term fixed ag real estate loans. But just how long-term are they? Well, they're even longer term than your sister's piano recital at church that time you drank a whole big cup of soda right before you left home and insisted to your mom that you didn't have to use the bathroom. We're talking that long-term.
Hello, it's Jim Persinger from Dakota Mac. Give me a call at 308-284-3260 to learn all about our competitive rates on 30-year fixed-rate loans.
Insider Huskers Radio Network Broadcast Center, sponsored by Acres, the Midwest's premier John Deere dealer, supplying the equipment and service to advance agriculture and much more. Acres, solutions for every field. Well, about this time tomorrow night, Nate Rohr is going to be breaking kids' hearts because he's going to tell them that they have to wrap it up. Fan day is over. Nate Rohr, the public address announcer at Memorial Stadium, joining us now here on Sports Nightly. Man, it's a fun night, and there you come. You're the dream crusher, right, for this whole thing?
You know what? This is my revenge for all the times Rick Schwieger and my other predecessors at Memorial Stadium busted my dreams as I was hoofing around the scorching field turf, actually AstroTurf of Memorial Stadium, glorified painted concrete, trying to chase down Grant Wistrom or Amon Green or Jay Foreman or Eric Crouch. And I mean, hey, Eric Crouch is fast. That was tough work, but excited to see it. It certainly flips the switch a little bit for me. I mean, obviously we all look forward to Husker football season, but this plus media days plus the start of fall camp make it official signals that football is coming, and pretty soon the good times are going to roll.
Well, I want to get some strategy from you about Fan Day here in a minute, but let's talk about it. You mentioned Media Days, which launch tomorrow. What do you want to hear from Coach Frost? What has your interest piqued? What are some of your questions about this football team?
Well, I don't know how much he can say tomorrow that that can really be revealing. I mean, you know, there's been a difficult. It's been difficult the last few years, and you want to take the positive news and really soak in it and be excited about it. But you know, how much can you really tell by what's happened in the weight room? I guess I would hope that what I hear is that the quarterbacks, whether it's Casey Thompson or Purdy or whomever, have gotten a good handle on the offense, that they've been able to build a good relationship with their wide receivers. I think that's probably my biggest priority. The other one is, of course, you know, they're not going to sit down an offensive line depth chart tomorrow, but just the idea that they feel like they've been able to get an idea of what that's going to look like this season, and especially in the fall camp. They have some places of where they feel like they can go to build an offensive line that'll be effective. I mean, obviously there are other questions too. What are you going to do on the defensive line, that sort of thing, but maybe it's just the offensive guy in me that wants to know how we're going to move the ball this year.
The Cleveland Plain Dealer, this has been a Big Ten tradition for decades, comes out with a preseason poll because the conference office doesn't do that. That dropped today. Huskers picked 5th in the West. What was your reaction to that?
I guess not surprised. It feels low. Just Nebraska is picked for 5th in the Big Ten West out of 7. Feels like it's lower than usual. But at the same time, you know, this is a football team that's had difficulty winning games the last couple of years. And I think in a lot of people's eyes, they're improvement mode. I think it's also kind of telling, though, that there felt like there was a pretty big shelf between 5th and 6th, if I remember right, in the voting, to where, yeah, Wisconsin's your odds-on favorite, and then you've got a couple of teams at the bottom of the division, and then kind of 2 through 5 is kind of up for grabs. And so I think that's a good opportunity. And here's the other thing. Rare is the moment when Nebraska football can sneak up on people. When people are sitting there going, where they don't have Nebraska circled on their schedule, where it doesn't carry the oomph that some of the other games on the schedule do. So I feel like that's a real opportunity for Nebraska. Like I said, you know, when you've struggled the way Nebraska has the last couple of years, you need to earn your hype. And at this point, the last couple of years have worked against earning the hype for this team.
Are you a bulletin board kind of guy, and is this something that Scott Frost can put on the old bulletin board in the locker room?
Oh, I'm sure he could, yeah. And you do what you need to do to focus your team, especially in fall camp, because that can be awfully monotonous. You know, the first few days, there's the first day of school excitement. You're at full strength. You get back to it. You finally get to hit somebody. And as fall camp wears along, maybe that's something you can trot out and say, hey, you know, they're not picking you very high. They don't have a lot of faith in you. Put in the work right now to prove them wrong. So I think it can work, and I think that whatever you need to put on the fire, you should do it, and especially this fall camp, and especially this preseason to prepare the team, because, you know, for the second straight year, they start in conference, and that is an utterly critical game over there in Ireland. So my feeling is that whatever you feel like you have to do to get them in the right mindset, to get them working at the absolute top level, do it, because you're shot out of a cannon. And as we saw last year, when you start your season in conference, that makes that first game, when you're trying to figure everything else out, so big.
Man, you just made me nervous. All that up there. Visiting with Nate Rohr, you'll be hearing his dulcet tones echo through Memorial Stadium tomorrow night at Fan Day, open 6 to 7:30. 90 minutes. I know some fans wish it was longer, but I don't know how feasible that is, Nate. I mean, you got these guys, and the most of the turf ought to be in the shade tomorrow night. It's going to, I think, mid-80s, so we're getting kind of a break on the weather. But 90 minutes has kind of been the sweet spot for years, hasn't it?
Yeah, you know, you can do 2 hours, and you could just, in theory, sit them out there all night and let them sign every single autograph. And, you know, especially with some position groups, thinking about quarterback, wide receiver, this year defensive back, you know, you'd never satiate everybody. So I feel like, you know, 90 minutes is good. You get kind of your priority targets. I feel like if you want a lot of guys, you can get a lot of guys if you're smart. If you want certain guys, you can get them if you focus on them, if you get in the right line, that sort of thing. So, yeah, 90 minutes, I think, is enough.
All right, what's the strategy? There's 2 ways to play this. If you want some prime guys, you may not get as many. If it doesn't matter to you, you probably can pick off, 2 position groups of this thing?
Oh, I think 2 position groups is in play, maybe 3 if you do it right. My advice is always, if you're looking for value, the offensive line is the value play. That's a good place to get a lot of guys in one line. You know, if you're thinking quarterbacks, if you're thinking, I think this year, wide receivers, again, defensive backs, even linebackers to an extent, you may want to start with that line because, of course, you know, you don't want to be burning your 90 minutes standing there waiting in a really long line. So offensive line's the good value play. If you want, you know, start out with kind of your big hit, whatever it might be, and expect to get maybe 1 of those. Maybe 2, but 1 with the hopes of 2, I guess, would be the best way to state it. And then just, you know, look for the short lines, meet back at the end of it, and hopefully you have a good time and you get your schedule poster all signed up. That was always my play was getting the new schedule poster autographed. So, yeah, that's my sage advice from many years, chasing down autographs and attending.
Did you keep any of those? I bet you have.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, back at the Rohr Memorial Sports Library, there are a couple of pretty well marked up schedule posters. I started out with the media guides, and that might be my 96 and 97. I've got a couple of good ones where, like 96, I got Grant Wistrom and Jason Peter. And that's pretty good. I think I got Jay Foreman that year, too. 97, I had good luck because, and here's the other thing, and I haven't seen the map that they usually send out, but my parents held my spot, my friend's spot, in the quarterback running back line. So that's, of course, Scott Frost and Amon Green, etc. And so while my parents held our spot, my friend and I ran around and we went over to the freshmen. And so we got number 11, Eric Crouch. We got
number 11?
Yeah, how about that? Because, of course, 7 was occupied.
That's right.
So, I mean, Eric signed roughly 11 million autographs in his Husker tenure, at least 3 or 4 for me. But I got number 11. I got the odd one. I got the autograph of a scrawny wide receiver from Tecumseh who ended up being kind of important that year. I got Joel Makovica running around. I even got Frank Solich because back then the assistant coaches would just kind of walk around and be among the freshmen. And then the next year the line was 160 yards long for Coach Solich. So that was a pretty good haul. But, yeah, those 2 press guides, I think, are probably my best. I would go through and I'd take sticky notes and try to have it all organized. And, I mean, it usually did me no good, but, hey, it felt good to try and prepare.
Very good. You mentioned offensive line. Is that one of the bigger question marks you have for this football team as we're on a day or 2 away from camp starting up?
Without question, yeah, and you know, losing Nuili really cast the offensive line in a different light, which is not to say that this offensive line can't be good. They've made a couple of pretty important transfer additions, but you know, part of being a great offensive line is how you gel together, and it has felt like that has had some distance to go the last couple of years for Nebraska, where even you felt like maybe the offensive line was less than the sum of its parts. And so where you have some talent coming in, you also have Coach Raiola, who I think will end up doing a great job, and I think he's got a very good understanding of offensive line play and the aggressiveness you want to see from offensive linemen. But it's going to take time to switch those guys over. It's going to take them some work, and so that's my biggest question. And of course, the offensive line, as we know, facilitates everything else, whether it's the new passing offense that Mark Whipple's installed, whether it's a little sharper running game. It all starts with the offensive line, as we know, and where that unit lost their best player in Cam Jurgens and had a couple of guys graduate. There's talent coming in, but we need to see it in action before you can sit there and say, boom, that's settled, and Nebraska will be fine in that respect.
Very good. We can't wait to see you tomorrow. What time are you rolling into the stadium?
Okay, so it starts at 6. I feel like I have to be there at 5. And I'm sure we'll see big clusters of Husker fans around the stadium already lining up, taking my sage advice and preparing to chase down the quarterbacks and the wide receivers and all of them.
Very good. Nate, we appreciate it. Look forward to seeing you tomorrow.
Sounds good, Greg. Thanks for having me.
There he is, Nate Rohr, with us here on Sports Nightly, joining us, and he'll be part of Fan Day tomorrow night, barking out the instructions for everybody from the public address system here at Memorial Stadium. Nebraska 811 says, go dig red before you dig always. Call or click 811 to have your utility lines marked. It's free, it's easy, and it's the law. Back with more Sports Nightly coming up next.
The game isn't just about winning or losing. It's about the snacks they share after they've used up all their energy in the field. It's the early morning practice before school and staying late after to get a couple more kicks in. It's the pride they feel for their team and the determination to always keep improving. Sure, the game isn't always about winning or losing, but when they've won the big game and celebration is in full swing, there's only one thing left for you to do. Get them home safe. Buckle up and back. Paid for by NDOT Highway Safety Office.
Pat, I'd like to solve the puzzle.
Go ahead.
Wheel of Fortune Second Chance promotion from the Nebraska Pottery.
No.
Let us help. Wheel of Fortune Second Chance promotion from the Nebraska Lottery. Through August 2nd, enter any non-winning $5 Nebraska Lottery Wheel of Fortune scratch ticket for a chance to be one of 6 winners of a trip to LA, a cruise, or a trip to Vegas.
Are you sure it's not Nebraska Pottery?
Pretty sure.
Scratch ticket top prize odds, 128,000.
Preparation. It's the key to success on game day. And like your favorite Huskers on the field, you need to be ready right from the opening kickoff. Cenex has your pregame routine covered. We've got your salty snacks, your sweet treats, ice-cold beverages to wash them down, and fresh tanks of propane to fire up the grill. Fuel your fandom at your local Cenex station. Husker Pride, powered locally.
Nebraskans are choosing chiropractic for better health. Why chiropractic? Because it is safe, drug-free, and a cost-effective treatment option for back and joint pain. Plus, all generations can benefit from natural chiropractic care. Choose chiropractic first for pain relief, nutrition, or to improve your mobility, athletic performance, or overall wellness. Make chiropractic your first choice for better health. Find a chiropractic physician near you at nebraska-chiropractic.org. Get your life back with chiropractic.
Whether you compete on the court, at the track, on the field, or in the fields, winning isn't just a goal. It's a mindset, shaped, honed, and defined throughout the season. That's why farmers pushing themselves to be the best plant DeKalb brand corn. Wherever you compete, winning has roots. Perform at your best with DeKalb. Always read and follow grain marketing and all other stewardship practices and pesticide label directions.
At Groundworks, we take great pride in helping our Nebraska neighbors keep their homes healthy. From repairing foundations to waterproofing basements to fixing crawl spaces or lifting concrete driveways. We'd like to think our customers choose us because of our attention to detail or the fact that we're the nation's leading foundation solutions provider. What gives our customers the most comfort is we're right here in Nebraska. Visit groundworks.com for a free estimate. Groundworks. Foundation solutions crafted with pride. The official foundation company of the Huskers.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
When you're ready to pursue a career-building college degree, go with the school you know and trust, the University of Nebraska. And if you need the flexibility, convenience, and affordability of an online degree program, you can go online with the University of Nebraska. With courses developed specifically for the online learner by our 4 regionally accredited NU campuses, it's a valuable online education for your very real-world future. Go to online.nebraska.edu to learn more.
Want to get all the latest Husker news straight to your phone? Need to be the first of your friends to get the scoop on all things Huskers? Sign up for text alerts from Nebraska Athletics. Text Huskers to 83200 to get game time notifications and updates, breaking news, special ticket offers, and more straight to your phone. All the Husker news is just a quick text away. Just text Huskers to 83200. Standard text messaging rates apply and may vary by carrier.
Buy your next vehicle your way from anywhere with Woodhouse. Start your journey online at woodhouse.com. Easily shop all new and pre-owned inventory. Explore payment options and apply for financing. Ready to purchase? Schedule your new vehicle for pickup from the dealership or have it delivered to your driveway. Need a little extra help in determining your perfect vehicle? Our knowledgeable and local dealerships can guide you to the vehicle that best matches your needs. Experience car buying your way with Woodhouse, a trusted auto partner since 1975.
At CHI Health Clinic, we believe healthcare should be personal because knowing your provider personally makes appointments more comfortable, more productive, and more meaningful to your overall health. Get matched with a primary care provider based on your personality and lifestyle using CHI Health Clinic's My Provider Match. Take the survey at myprovidermatch.com to find the right provider for you. Getting healthier starts by getting personal at CHI Health Clinic.
At Great Western Bank, they are committed to your community. With all the local decisions and personal attention of a hometown community bank, they also have the convenience of a bigger bank. It's the best of both, so you can bank with your neighbors and your friends. Great Western Bank wishes all area teams a safe and successful season. Great Western Bank, member FDIC.
From the University of Nebraska-Lincoln, I'm journalism student Grace Fitzgibbon with Campus News. Nebraska researchers are designing the next generation of roadside steel barriers through an industry partnership with Trafix Devices. This partnership has produced the Delta Crash Cushion, a simplistic, effective way to keep drivers safe on highways. This barrier is vital for roadside safety and significantly improves the chances motorists will be able to walk away from roadside collisions.
Welcome back, Sports Nightly here on a Monday night. Time to tell you that you still have time to customize a Husker football 3-game mini plan. On sale now for $180 for ticket. You choose one game from each of the 3 groups. September, you pick either North Dakota or Georgia Southern. October, Indiana or Illinois. And then the November, either the Minnesota game or the Wisconsin game. The seats are located in the north and south end zones. You do it by visiting huskers.com/tickets. So that's a pretty cool little deal. Good for pinched budgets or folks who just cannot get away for 7 home football weekends. The first of it coming up on Labor Day with North Dakota. All right, 402-413-2400, the number to dot us up with a comment or question. A couple of texts. Mark up in Omaha says, I really enjoyed Coach Dawson. Makes you believe good things are coming. I think that group, we said in hour 1, those edge rushers have a chance to be really good players. And there's a bunch of them.
Yes, a bunch of options that you can run in and run out, and as Jeremiah says, it is really, really daunting for an offensive line when you're on 3rd down and whatever distance and you see that line change and you're running out O'Shawn Mathis for Garrett Nelson or whatever, the rotation might be. It is tough to deal with those guys. And I mean, I think the way that they're coming together, and it's, we'll see how it plays out on the field, but the way they're coming together and they're close and know that they have to be a strength of this football team. Mark,
I'm with you on that. Again, Coach Dawson, a part of our position breakdowns. We'll take tomorrow night off with Media Day going on tomorrow on Fan Day, but we'll wrap it up Wednesday. Sean Beckton will be here to talk tight ends. We heard from Travis Vocalek earlier in the hour.
And if you missed any of those coach interviews, they're up on our podcast platforms on huskers.com/podcast. So we have every single coach interview that Greg's done so far up right now.
A bunch of them up there. Carla on our text line, does Cole know the triple secret handshake to be trusted with access to the secret tunnel?
He said he might. He probably thinks he does, but we haven't. I don't know if we've entrusted him.
Well,
with
it took us
yet.
quite a while to trust Andrew and Tim to show him that.
Yes.
Now, Andrew was scared of it.
Yeah,
He's
the
like,
tunnel.
Yeah, he's like, I don't want to go down there. I'm scared.
Hey, I didn't know it existed for a while, but man, it is a game changer.
You can quickly zip down to the if you're in our studio down to the stadium, it's about 40 steps, and bang, you're there, you're ready to roll. So, but yeah, Cole, he's close. He's close to earning that right to see that.
Yeah, he's what, almost a year? When's your year, Mark? August.
Okay, we'll let him get to the year.
Yeah. Maybe on his year anniversary, we'll let him in on that.
And we've not heard from Andrew. Andrew's been on vacation, so he's due back in a couple of days.
Hopefully he's here by the time fall camp starts. He better be here on report day, or he's going to have...
Yeah, it's true.
He's going to have some...
extra stairs to run.
Yes.
Make him run those secret stairs that we've shown him how to do all of that.
Or maybe No, if you really want to punish Andrew, you have to ban him from the training table.
Well, he is for a month. It's close to him for like
only give
3
him
more
one
weeks.
box as opposed to 2 boxes.
One box for an entire week. You can only fill up one box to bring back to eat. So that's why we have not heard Andrew's voice here for a couple of days. He's getting some well-deserved rest before we all get cranked up and ready to go with another season of Husker sports. Coming here fast and furious. Winners coming up in the next segment. We are done with our encore shows. We are now back to 5 days, so this Friday we'll have a full show for you. We have a practice report. Eric Chenander is going to meet with the media after practice, so hope everybody enjoyed those encore shows. Good work by Andrew and Tim putting those together every week.
And Cole.
Did Cole work on those?
Cole did work on those.
Oh, okay. Sorry, Cole. I was going to give the other. I did not mean to purposely do that.
We can't shorten his resume to try to get in on the secret.
Very true.
Handshake and passageway,
I got to remember the secret handshake. It's been a while since I've had to execute that, so I'll work on that. 402-413-2400. That's our Sports Nightly hotline, brought to you by the Woodhouse Auto family. Shop Woodhouse first. 18 brands, 16 convenient locations, simplified car buying to save you time. Shop finance. Buy online at woodhouse.com. Back with our winners. Our weekend winners are next.
Don't miss out on any of the action as your Huskers take the field at Memorial Stadium this fall. 2022 Husker football single game tickets are on sale now for as low as $60. Want to get in on even more of the action? Upgrade to a customizable Husker football 3-game mini plan for only $180. To purchase your 2022 Husker football tickets today, or for more information, visit huskers.com/tickets or call 402-472-3111. Go Big Red.
At Groundworks, we take great pride in helping our Nebraska neighbors keep their homes healthy. From repairing foundations to waterproofing basements to fixing crawl spaces or lifting concrete driveways. We'd like to think our customers choose us because of our attention to detail or the fact that we're the nation's leading foundation solutions provider. What gives our customers the most comfort is we're right here in Nebraska. Visit groundworks.com for a free estimate. Groundworks. Foundation solutions crafted with pride. The official foundation company of the Huskers.
Nebraskans are choosing chiropractic for better health. Why chiropractic? Because it is safe, drug-free, and a cost-effective treatment option for back and joint pain. Plus, all generations can benefit from natural chiropractic care. Choose chiropractic first for pain relief, nutrition, or to improve your mobility, athletic performance, or overall wellness. Make chiropractic your first choice for better health. Find a chiropractic physician near you at nebraska-chiropractic.org. Get your life back with chiropractic.
Families who travel to Nebraska's only Ronald McDonald House are facing extremely uncomfortable situations. Their child is sick in an unfamiliar city, unsure of how to handle it all. But when they walk in the Ronald McDonald House, they can find comfort in the little things. A quiet moment away from the bombardment of beeps and buzzes in a hospital room. The taste of a home-cooked meal. A calming voice saying it'll be okay. Help us provide the little things that make a big difference. Support a one-night stay for a family in need by visiting rmhcomaha.org/Huskers.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
You already got the hat, the jersey, maybe even the occasional red and white face paint. So kick things off right this season and add the FNBO Husker Visa debit card to the list. Pay loud and proud for every Husker decal, t-shirt, or hot dog at the game. Wear your heart on your sleeve and in your wallet with the Husker Visa debit card, free with any checking account from FNBO, the bank of Husker Nation. Get yours today at fnbo.com/Huskers. Member FDIC.
It's more than a Lincoln, it's your Lincoln. Custom order your next luxury SUV with Woodhouse Lincoln today. Choose from the full range of Lincoln models and curate every detail to your deepest desires. From exterior color down to each accessory, our friendly and knowledgeable sales staff will guide you to your next vehicle. Begin your custom order journey online at woodhouselincoln.com.
Back inside our Huskers Radio Network Broadcast Center, sponsored by Acres, Midwest premier John Deere dealer, supplying the equipment and service to advance agriculture and much more solutions for every field. Greg Sharpe, Jessica Coody back with you for the final segment. On Mondays, we like to kind of recap the weekend with our weekend winners. Tim's got one as well. Tim, why don't you lead us off?
Well, I have to bring in the hockey again because I'm the hockey guy here. So over last week, there was a lot of trade rumors. I mentioned it in a ticker. A young guy named Matthew Tkachuk getting possibly traded. Superstar in the NHL, American kid, grew up not too far from here. He grew up in Missouri, in St. Louis, where his dad was a really good hockey player. And he was traded late Friday night, signed a new contract immediately upon being traded. So he's going to be paid $76 million through 2030. But I'm going to go with the family. His brother Brady plays in the NHL, also really good. His dad Keith, probably a Hockey Hall of Famer if he isn't already. This is their combined earnings. I should say combined contracts right now for Matthew and Brady, who are brothers. Matthew makes $76 million through 2030. Brady, who's also very good, he plays up in Ottawa, $57.5 million through 2028.
Wow.
And their dad made $81 million, who I actually met his dad back in my hockey days when I was broadcasting hockey. Really strong handshake, as you might imagine. So that, someone would have to do the math for me there, but you're talking, $200 some odd million between dad and his two kids. So
doing well.
The Tkachuk family doing really well, and Matthew Tkachuk getting traded to Florida over the weekend. Really good team. So
he's with the Panthers now.
Yes, he was traded to the Panthers and immediately said, I hate Tampa now more than any team I've ever played against.
That's a big rivalry down there. Yeah.
So.
All right.
So I got super into the track and field world championships.
They were great.
All week I was fascinated by it, but Sydney McLaughlin, after she shattered the record, before she entered the race, it took 33 years to break that record, and now she's broken it 4 times in 13 months. And they said no woman would ever run that time. She ran it, and then she got to finish off the very last race of the entire World Championships in front of the stadium here on home soil. She brought home gold
the 4x4.
For the 4x400 meter relay team. It was awesome. It was such a cool atmosphere, and she is a once-in-a-lifetime athlete.
And the women also upset Jamaica in the 4x1.
Yes, that was awesome, too.
Huge
yes.
upset.
I love the relays.
I'm going golf, and I could have picked Tony Finau because he's on my fantasy team. He came roaring back, won the 3M championships, but I'm not. I'm going they had a women's major over in France, the Evian Championship. Brooke Henderson. Anybody know who Brooke Henderson is? Terrific young Canadian golfer. She's 24, but she's already won 12 times on the tour. She's won 2 majors at the age of 24. She's a terrific player. Love to watch her play. So Brooke Henderson's my weekend winner. A Canuck.
Love it.
Yeah, she's really good. 12 wins by the age of 24. Pretty good.
And
got a good career going on.
We heard, we've heard a lot that women's golf is an area that we need to keep promoting and keep publicizing and putting on TV and all of the above.
And their commissioner last week was asked about LIV, and she says if there's something equivalent to that, how would you handle it? She goes, we might just embrace it. So it's
more opportunities for women, yeah.
Totally different tack than what the PGA is saying. So she kind of took
and
the other.
And pay and all of the above. Like that sport is way separate between men and women.
Yep, it is. Good stuff there. Good to see everybody. Time to tell you to buckle up, put that phone down. A reminder from the NDOT Highway Safety Office. That will put a wrap on the show tonight.
Big day tomorrow.
Big day tomorrow. Big Ten Media Days. Coach Frost will be at the podium. We'll hear what he has to say tomorrow night. And Fan Day here, 6 o'clock at the stadium. We'll have a whole recap for you tomorrow night here on the program. Thanks to Tim, to Cole, to Jessica, and all of you. Have a great night.
Hit us us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
Woodhouse Ford is your certified Ford dealer, serving drivers throughout Nebraska for 47 years. Our commitment to our customers continues well beyond the date of purchase. You will leave our lot feeling comfortable and confident in your new vehicle. Customers have been relying on Woodhouse Ford since 1975 for high-quality vehicles, knowledgeable staff, and exceptional service. Experience the Woodhouse Ford difference and shop at one of our 3 locations in-store or online at woodhouseford.com.
Celebrating 50 years in the commercial real estate development industry in Omaha and nationwide, Noddle Companies is proud to continue its tradition of supporting Husker athletics. Check out what's new in Omaha, which includes revolving recreation and the food hall at Zone 6 in Exarban Village. Another exciting project coming soon are the Blackstone Urban Row townhomes. Noddle Companies, creating long-term value through community development. For more information, visit noddlecompanies.com. Go Big Red.
From the University of Nebraska-Lincoln, I'm journalism student Grace Fitzgibbon with Campus News. During the summer of 2021, 3 UNL students helped safeguard cattle across the state. Neely Anderson, Tatiana Jones, and Ashton Commons developed secure beef supply plans that prevent the spread of disease outbreak. The plans protect nearly 850,000 cattle across our state and provide greater economic security for this vital industry.
Save with low price lockdown from Hy-Vee. We've locked down prices on hundreds of your favorite everyday items. Prices are locked down for months and months on major leading name brands. The products that you like, the products that you want, and products that you'll want to stock up on. And all of the prices are locked down until we unlock them and lower them even more. Low price lockdown. Deals you can't